guys, it's Miz, and I am here to do my piece of my story. I met him in 2003. I believe it was March. I was a freshman in college. I would finish homework really quick, and I'm like, okay, now what am I going to do? And I would get online and just go into chat rooms and talk, and that would be it. Like, it wasn't for any actual reason or purpose or anything like that. I would just get on there and just chat, and I'm like, just to kill some time. And one day, this one guy, we kept during the full conversation, we were all chatting, and me and him kept talking. Like, in that full conversation, him and I would continuously chat about different stuff. And so I was like, dang, I wonder, this is odd and interesting. Like, we just keep actually sectioning off. So eventually he private messaged me. And so we just started talking and, you know, just going on and on about the full conversation that was going on in the room. But then we brought it to just me and him talking, because that's what also was happening anyway, you know. So we chatted for a bit, and eventually he was like, well, how about I just call you and we can finish our conversation, because I need to hop. I think he had to get off of there, or he had to go do something, but he was like, I could just call you and we continue our conversation. I'm like, you know, whatever. Me being I was 18 and didn't really, I knew what was happening, but didn't really understand what was happening, because he was 24 when I met him. I was 18. And, you know, it was so crazy. Our connection was amazing the very first day. We ended up talking on the phone for 24 hours. You heard me right. 24 hours the very first day we talked. And it was nothing like I'd ever experienced before with anyone else. It was so crazy. Like, we talked about everything under the sun. We talked about all kinds of stuff. And it was just like, okay, this guy is really cool. It wasn't like, oh, I can see myself with him. Or, you know, it was nothing like that. It was just like, dang, this dude real cool. Like, he sees one perspective, I see another. And then, like, you know, we can share those perspectives and, you know, come together with them. Which was so cool. He came from a whole nother side of the country that I knew nothing about. I'm from the Midwest, he from the East Coast, completely different worlds. So it was so good and refreshing to meet someone who, you know, had a different perspective than I had, or anyone around me had. And we kept in contact. We lose contact for months. We come back together and talk for a few months, and then we lose contact again. And, you know, that's just how it went for a few years. Then I would say probably about 2 years after that, we got back together talking again after some months, and just was on a consistent daily basis. When I say we were on the phone, you guys, we'd be on the phone for hours at a time. He'd be going about his day, I'd be going about my day, but we'd both be on the phone while we're going about our separate days. And everybody who knew me knew that I was usually on the phone with him, and he'd be there, so they'd be like, hey, or whatever, and know that he was like our extra person that was with us but not with us. And that's just what it was. So after some time, I think I still remember the conversation. I forget I don't know where he was, but he was shopping, and he mentioned something about perfume. He's talking to the person, he's talking about perfume, and this was during the summer. No, this was Labor Day weekend. So that was in September, and because I was home for the weekend, and he was just like, he was talking to the person, he was smelling colognes, and he went to the perfume section. And so then he was like, yeah, let me smell that. And, oh, yeah, my girlfriend might like this. And I'm like, oh, what girlfriend? I'm like, he never told me he had a girlfriend. What's going on? And so he was like, no, I'm talking about you. And I'm like, what? Excuse me? I don't know what you're talking about. And so he was like, you know, it kind of feel like you my girlfriend already or whatever. And I'm like, well, I mean, you know, it do kind of feel that way, but you know, I ain't your girlfriend, you know. You ain't locked nothing around here, okay? And so he was like, you know, maybe we should try it. And I'm like, I don't know. And I'm like, yeah, okay, maybe we should. Let's do it. So from then on, we have still been inseparable, you guys. So that next month is when he came here for the very first time, and we actually saw each other for the very first time. Now, prior to that, homeboy wouldn't send me no clear pictures of himself, okay? So I'm just like, okay, this dude come here looking crazy, I'm leaving the airport. I'm not staying here. I'm gonna ditch him. No, I can't ditch him. That's not cool. He flew all the way here. You can't leave nobody at the airport. Okay, he'll come and then we'll have a conversation. Okay, that's how we'll do it. Like, I'm plotting all this stuff in my head. Like, what if it don't happen? But then I'm like, I'm so excited. It's my boyfriend, and I've never seen my boyfriend. That sounds crazy. So I have went through a flood of emotions that day, but it was like the wind chimes were going off, the angels were singing, and I saw him come off of his gate at the airport. I was so happy, so excited. I couldn't wait to just hug him and greet him. Like, I hope you're happy with what I look like, but you've seen pictures, clear pictures of me, but I hope you just, you just as excited as I am for this to happen. Because of course, before leading up to it, we were talking about, like, this is about to be crazy. Like, but we knew we was about to have a fun weekend. It was classics here. So we was super excited. It was going to be a fun weekend. A bunch of drinking was happening, and yeah, so that's what it was. And that's what it was. That weekend we had so much fun. We had a ball that weekend, and yeah, it was amazing. We had some really, really good times. He would come here, I'd go there. We were going back and forth on the flights. And then the next following summer, he came here for the entire summer because his job, he worked in the school system. So he was able to be off for the summer. So he's like, I can come stay with you if you want. And I'm like, well, shoot, come on. I talked to my roommates because I stayed on campus. I talked to my roommates like, would y'all be cool if he came and stayed with us? He ain't gonna be. The way the apartment was set up, 2 people lived on one side and 2 people lived on the other. Just so happened, I didn't have another person on my side. So I was on my side by myself, which the bathroom was there. So me and him were the only ones in that bathroom. And then my roommates had the other side of the apartment. But we shared a living room and the kitchen. And so they was like, yeah, he's cool. Every time he came here, we all have a good time together. It was cool to have him around. Not just because of that, but I just was like, this is going to be an interesting experience. I've never spent more than just a weekend or a few days with him. So the whole summer is going to be crazy. That's going to be a real test. So he stayed here in the summer, and it was an amazing time. That experience was so awesome. Then the next summer, he also came back and stayed here. Then that summer is when I actually moved and moved into an apartment with another girl that I went to school with. I met her in college, another college buddy. Me and her shared an apartment together, and them two, he got along really good with her too. It was just awesome. A good vibe from him with everyone who was in my environment that met him. It went well. Every single person was like, oh, he's cool. I like him. He seemed like a good dude, and you seemed really cool with him. And, it was just like a good vibe for me and him, but him in my environment was cool. So eventually, let's see, that second summer, I was moving out of the apartment shared. And no, I'm sorry. The third summer. No, after the second summer, I'm sorry. So when he went back in August, that's right when I was moved. I had just moved into my apartment by myself. And so he's like, I don't really want you out here by yourself. I moved to a whole nother side of town. And he's just like, I don't know if you should be there by yourself. And you're going to be coming in and out at night and all these other things. And then, so I'm getting it from him. I'm getting it from my mother. Both of them. I don't know about this. You staying by yourself and you on a whole nother side of town and you not as close to campus anymore. And you got to be coming in at night because your class is in, and I worked basically full time and I would be coming in at night. So, you know, I'm just like, you know, whatever, you know, this is just what it is. I can't help that. And so he was like, well, what if I came here? I came here to do what? And he's like, to stay with you. And so I'm like, oh, let me think about it. I don't know. Let me think about that. So eventually I kept thinking about it and then thinking about what my mom is saying. And she's just like, you know, I don't really like you there by yourself. Mind you, when she met Devon, oh my God, she was so like, she was sickening with it. She really, really liked him. And so when she met him, you know, it was good to know that she liked him. For her to be him, and she was excited. I was kind of happy about that too. So, you know, it was just an interesting experience for, you know, that piece, for everything to just go so smoothly with him. It was very different. And him being here that year, everything was still smooth. We weren't having no arguments. It wasn't no craziness happening. It was, you know, I mean, you know, if you would say disagreements like what any other couple would have. Now, I ain't gonna say everything was peachy keen, everything was smooth, like we had everything on lock. No. Everything wasn't cool all the time. But it went really smooth for me, for that to be my first time living with a man and, you know, just not sure what to expect of that experience. It went really well. And so him moving here, after that first year of him being here, we decided to move into another place, into something bigger. And we were like, maybe we can grow in this place for a little bit. But, you know, who knows? We'll probably move again. But at that point, I was tired of moving. I had moved every year for the past like 5 or 6 years. And I was so tired of moving. So I said, okay, what we move into, it needs to be stable, because I cannot handle constantly moving again. I don't like that. I seek consistency. And so he was like, okay, you know, that's cool. So we found this place and we moved here and it was amazing. It's just been good. That's really all I can say. Then the next thing I know, we got engaged. Once we moved here, like 6-7 months after we moved here, we got engaged. And then 6-7 months after that, we got married. And we have been married for almost 10 years. It'll be 10 years this year. And I wouldn't change our story, not one bit. We've had a lot of ups. We've had some downs. We've had some interesting moments. We've had some times where I'm like, I could never see myself with anyone else. And sometimes another time where I was like, why would I marry this man? Or why would I be with this dude? And maybe I did this too soon. You know, I've been through every emotion that you could possibly have. I've never had a moment where I'm like, okay, I'm leaving. I'm packing my stuff right now and I'm about to be out the door. I've never had that kind of moment, Nelly. Never had that kind. But you know, it's just been a relationship. That's what it's been. It's been a relationship, but it has been a great relationship for me. I'm so thankful and so grateful. But that's where we are. 2018, it'll be 10 years and I'm super excited about it. And I'm so thankful and grateful that I'm able to take this journey with him. So that's Mrs. Life with Mr. Take care. Love you guys from the bottom of my heart, and help us grow this channel. Share, tell other people about it. Tell them about them. Just watch this girl and this dude. Watch them in their life and how they gonna be sharing all kind of crazy and random stuff. And then they got a little girl who I actually think she is the cutest and sweetest thing on earth. But you know, of course, every mom will say that about their kids. She's actually at the door right now yelling my name. So let me go and wrap this up. Thank you guys so much for watching, and welcome to Mr. and Ms. Life. Bye.